I think the biggest misconception that a lot of people have is when you pray to God for something that it's always going to just be the
What you
most
want to hear?
the most ideal thing ever. Like it's always just going to be super positive.
It's
Like
not
it's
always the case, bro.
it's going to be just the best case scenario.
Yeah.
And like in a situation like that where you're like, God, just give me a sign. Show me what I need to do. In the back of your mind, you're like, I know what I want you to show me. I know the sign that
What
I want
you
you to
want
send.
yeah, what you want and what God is gonna bless you with are 2 different things, right? Of course, we all there are stuff in this life that we all want. There are things that we want. There are situations that we want to work out a certain way, whether they be, a promotion or a relationship or, the rekindling of a relationship, whether that be a friendship or whatever it is. You know, you hope in your mind that it's going to go a certain way, but then as you're praying about it, as you're constantly just like, please help this person or help them get through this time or whatever the case may be. And then you're like, I know what I want. I know how I
Right.
want this to go, but I leave it in God's hands. Hey,
Yeah.
you decide what should happen.
Your will
You
be
show
done.
me. Let your will be done. Yeah, that's what it says in
Yeah.
the good book. Let your will be done. Whatever your will is your will. And and when he gives you that answer and it's not what you wanted, but he gives you an answer still,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I got an answer. I asked for an answer for this that I got on my mind or that I got in my heart that's really this weighing on me heavy, and he gave me a clear answer.
Yeah.
And you get to a point to where you're like, yeah, I'm good with that. That was your answer. You gave me my answer, and I'm good with that. Let's go. Let's keep it trucking. Let's keep moving forward, and that's it. That's all you can
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
I think it's hard, bro. I think the flesh, the human part of us is just like
Oh
we
yeah.
want everything to work in our favor all the time. We
Of
don't want to go
course.
through the hard times. We don't want to go through the sad and the
Of
rejections, and
course not.
we don't understand that that's just God is not a wishing well, bro. Like,
He's
you
not.
know what I'm saying? It
I hate to break it to a lot of people, but he is not a wishing well. If that was the case, then we'd all be millionaires. We'd all,
exactly.
we'd all be on a beach somewhere drinking Mai Tais instead of being at work every day. We'd all have the perfect house, the perfect spouse, the perfect children, the perfect job, the perfect life,
Life, everything. Yeah.
everything. And
But
that's just not the case.
that's not
No,
realistic, right?
it's not.
So like I was talking to somebody yesterday at work, and she was talking about how everything kind of fell into place, but at the same time, she had gone through a lot of struggles. And I told her, sometimes God puts you in an uncomfortable situation
Yep.
because that's the only way to get you to move, right? You get
Yes.
complacent. You're
Yes.
complaining every day, man. I need another job. I need a new place to live. I need a new
I've
change of scenery. Like,
Bro,
but
I've
but
heard it all, yeah.
but you're not doing anything about it, right? And
No.
you're like, God, like, put me where I need to be, this, and that. And in your mind, like I said, you're thinking God's just gonna open these doors, everything's gonna be perfect,
That
it's
ain't the
all
way
gonna
it
be
is.
hunky dory.
Yeah,
And
that
I
ain't the
told her
way.
because she was like, this happened and that happened. And I was just overwhelmed and I was so stressed. And I'm like, God sometimes just makes us uncomfortable
Mhm.
because that's the only way we'll move.
Yeah,
We're asking for it, and when He's giving it to you, it may not be the way you want it, but it's how He wants to do it because He knows what it takes to get you to that next
yeah,
step, right?
yep,
He knows everything about us before we're ever created. He knows who we're gonna be, how we
yep,
are, and that's what I'm
exactly.
saying. Like we think we're so smart, and we think we're so slick, and we think we know better, and it's just like no, it doesn't work like that. It comes with years of struggles. It
Mhm.
comes like for me personally, I feel like I've seen so much in my 43 years. I feel like we've experienced
Don't
a
remind me.
lot of ups and downs, bro. A
Don't remind
lot
me.
of ups and downs, a lot of struggles,
Oh,
and
yeah.
there was times in my 20s and my 30s
Mhm.
that I would sit there angry as an
Yeah,
angry young man and be like, "What else, God? Like, why me?" That was a big
bro.
one in
Yeah,
my younger days. Why
that
me? Why
that
does
is
everything bad happen to me?
that is one of the hardest things to learn as a skill, to be able to just say, a lot of people, whether they like to admit to it or not, you want to have control over everything in your life. You want to be able to control every situation. Unfortunately, in this life, you're not going to be able to control every situation. There's not you're not in control of everything. And the hardest part is to be able to let go and be able to say, God, I leave it in your hands and whatever happens, happens. I mean, I went through my separation with my ex a while back, as you know, almost 3 years ago now, and that wasn't easy on its own. It was not easy whatsoever. And it was one of those things to where, as a man, you want to try to make things work out and you want to try to keep your family together and have everybody like have that happily ever after, even though a lot of people don't say it out loud. Everybody's looking for that, men and women. You're looking for that happily ever after. You're looking for that picture picture perfect image of a nice house with the white wooden fence and your kids and your family all coming
Looking for
together.
that
And
what you
yeah,
see in the
yeah,
movies,
it's
and
that
and
fairy
the movies
tale.
are the movies. That's
Exactly.
not real life.
And because you're able to, once you finally get a good understanding of that, and again, for me, I lean heavy on the Lord because I always pray to him. I pray to him more now than I used to, and it's a beautiful thing because you ask, and like it says in the good book, you ask and you shall receive, but at the same time, it's not always going to be the way that you think you're going to receive an
Right,
answer, right? There are times where no means no. He's going to say, no, this not for you. This ain't for you. And
right.
that's what it has to be. It has to be no, and you have to be accepting of that and be able to be like, hey, right now is not the time. Right now is not that door that I want to open is not opening up. It's just not going to happen.
Not for me to walk through,
It's not
bro.
for me to walk through. And you don't know this, and you might be pissed off about it because that door is not opening for you, but you don't know if God's opening up a different door for you somewhere else. And
That's
so,
how I've started to kinda see it, man,
yeah,
and in my younger years, why
angry, upset.
why
Yeah.
why? I know this is perfect for me. Like, I know
Why can't
best,
you
right?
just let me have this?
Exactly, and then as I got older, I'm like,
There was a reason for that. Yeah,
"God, I see why
I
you did
see.
what you
I
did.
see.
I see how
Exactly.
you work, right? I see
That's
how you
why,
move."
like me now at this point in my life, bro, and again, like you mentioned, I mean, 43 years on this earth now, I count my blessings, everything that I have from, being able to have a roof over my head. Before, I never used to think about little things like that, like having a
It's
roof
things we
over my
took for
head.
granted, bro.
Yeah, things you definitely take for granted. And it's things that I like to remind my kids of. It's like we have a roof over our head. We have food that we can cook and eat here at home. We have light. We have internet. We're able to do all these different things. You have streaming services. You have all kinds of things that you can every day you wake up, it's like, damn, the Lord bless me with the breath of life one more day so I can go out here, provide for my family, and do what I need to do in order for me to survive. He's giving me what I need right now so that way I can make it through, right? So I count my blessings, bro, and I thank him every day for all the friendships I've made, for all the opportunities he's given me, for giving me the opportunity to be able to provide for my kids and not be, you know, a drunk somewhere that didn't give a shit about his kids and just
Right.
left them and didn't do anything with them. I'm glad and I'm blessed with all that. And I'm happy for that. And a lot of times I do feel like a lot of people take that for granted. It's like, fuck. You just wake up every day and you're dreading, God, I gotta go to work. God, I gotta do this. Oh my God, I gotta sit through traffic. Oh, I gotta put up with these kids that just always getting on my nerves every 5 minutes. But you take those little moments for granted because at some point, I should say, not at one point, but at some point, those kids aren't gonna be there anymore.
Right.
You aren't gonna be there for them
Right.
anymore. And are you gonna be able to go to your grave? It's like I tell my kids all the time, even though they hate me talking about it. It's like, I know that if they were to put me in the grave tomorrow, that I've taught you enough morally and and responsibility that you know what it is that you need to do in order for you to survive. And for me, that's enough because I know that I can die in peace knowing that you can take care of yourself.
I think that's a big thing for us as
Oh yeah.
dads in general, right? As a
Yeah.
father, you're like, you always question yourself, am I doing a good job?
Yes.
Are my kids are they
Always.
listening? Are they
Always.
paying attention? And you know what,
Always.
man, it surprises me when I hear my kids and they say something, and I'm like, I didn't even think y'all were listening.
Mhm.
I didn't even I didn't even think
It
y'all were
trips you
paying
out,
any
bro. It
attention.
trips you out, trust me, I know.
But
I've been there.
that's the biggest stress. I think to me as a father, that's probably one of my biggest stresses is,
Oh, yeah.
am I doing right by my kids? Am I doing enough for my kids? Am I a good provider? Am I showing them enough love? Am I giving them enough attention? Am I doing right by everybody? And sometimes
Am
as
I
hard as
practicing
we
I'm practicing what I preach, you know what I mean? A lot
am
of
I
that.
am I am I being hypocritical in front of my kids?
Exactly, yeah.
And it's so hard. Like a lot of times it feels like, man, I always feel like I'm falling short somewhere. Like I'm
Oh,
just
bro,
not like
that's
I'm
that's
not
all the
meeting
time.
the expectations.
Mhm.
And then I realize, man, maybe the expectations are just my expectations and I'm too hard on myself, right?
It is because when you think about it and you look back at it, I think we've had this conversation too before, like offline. When our pops had that, one on one with us and had those conversations with us, the one thing that I take away from having those conversations with my dad is that just like any father, you want your kids to be better than you. You want your kids
A
to do better
hundred
than you.
percent. I tell
And
my kids that now, bro.
when my dad used to say that to me as a kid, I never understood it. I was just like, what do you mean? Like I think in my mind, I'm like, I want to be like you. I want to be exactly like you.
My dad's the
And if,
best.
and if I can make it to be like you, then I've done good. And he's like, no, I want you to do better than me. And I never understood the meaning behind that until I had my own kids. And when I had my own kids, of course, that's what I want for them. It's like I tell them all the time. Yes, I have a good office job that I call an office job because I work in an office. I don't have to be busting my ass outside. And whoever does bust their ass outside, kudos to you because you're better than me when it comes to that because you can be outside all day working those long ass hours, breaking your back, doing that work. So kudos to you. Not
Hey,
not
that's
talking
a
down on
necessary thing,
anybody.
bro.
Yeah, it's
Hell
a
no.
necessary
It's
thing.
it's that helps make the world
But
go
I'm
round, dog.
fortunate enough that I did that in my younger years, and now I work in an office behind the desk, behind a computer, and I'm able to make a living that way. And it's like I
Yep.
tell my daughters now, I'm like, but yet I still work for someone. I would
Right.
love it if you guys were your own boss and you owned your own business and you did your own thing. My oldest daughter, Annabelle, she wants to be a chef one day. She wants to open up her own restaurant one day or her own bakery. And I'm like, go fucking do it. You can still do it. Do it. Be that. I encourage my kids to be better than me. Why? Because I want them to have those things that they want to have. They're like, oh, I want to be able to go on trips to like Paris and to Greece and to this and to that. I'm like, shit, the world is your oyster. You're still super young. Everybody's so trying to rush so quick to become a fucking grown up. And then once we're grown ups, we're like, fuck, I wish I could be young again and
I
just
just wanna be a kid,
I
bro. I
want to
just
be 18 again. I
take
want to
me
be
back.
16. I want to play high school football again. You know what I mean? Like all those things, once you grow up, you're grown up. There ain't nothing else you could do about that. You're there, you're in the world. Now you get to mold the rest of your life the way that you want it to, the way you want to mold it. And some of us don't take advantage of our opportunities, like, oh, I'm going to start my own business, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Like, you don't do that. Instead, you conform yourself to being in the everyday workforce like the rest of us. And not saying that there's anything wrong with that, because there's not, because the wheels got to keep spinning some way, one way or the other. So however it is that you can make a living doing it. But just remember that whatever it is that you're doing, do it because you love it. That's what I
Yeah,
tell my kids. When I say, when
yeah,
you decide finally, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, I want you to be able to say, when you wake up in the morning, hell yeah, I get to go to work today.
yeah. Don't
Hell yeah.
half-ass it. Don't. If you
No,
have a dream, chase
go
it
get it.
down, bro.
Hell
Like
yeah.
Cody Johnson said in his song, bro. If you got a dream, chase it because the dream won't chase you back. If that's something that you have a passion for, 100% go for it. Don't
That's a
let
fact.
anybody tell you no or anything like that.
Yep.
I will tell you, as a father and as somebody that's been through a lot, pray about it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Prayer works.
Mhm. It does.
Prayer
It does.
is. I've connected more recently myself. For a while, I got complacent, got a little disconnected.
Mhm.
And I think
It
that's
happens.
that's kind of, here's the bad part about it, right? Is when you're at your lowest, that's when you're most like, God, come help me, come come save me from this. I'm lost. I'm struggling. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
God blesses you. He gets you through a situation. You're thankful for a little while, and then you're like, okay,
And then you
everything's
start
feeling
to forget about it.
good.
You start
Everything's
to
all
it starts to
right.
fade away little by little, and you start to forget about it, and you forget all the hard times that you went through and all the things that you prayed for and why you were praying and all that stuff, and you kinda it kinda goes to the wayside. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm perfect, because 'cause I'm not, and I had that problem for a bit. I got complacent, I stopped going to church, I stopped praying, I stopped asking him for help, and, just living out my life the way I wanted to live it. And then I got back to that. I got back to the basics. I started reading my Bible again. I started going to church again every Sunday. I started, praying every night and praying every morning when I woke up. And it's like, it helps, man. It helps so much. Even if I am going through a good time right now or going through a low point, whatever it is, you know, thank him for the blessings that you have, for the opportunities he gave you, for all the new friendships you made, for any old friendships that you were able to rekindle, for anything and everything. Even if you're having a bad day and somebody passes away, I know a lot of people don't like to look at that as something happy, but you don't know, that person could have been going through major pain and suffering this whole time while they're alive, and then now they're at rest because they're with him. So
Yep.
I I look at so many things now differently, man, and from a different perspective, that it helps me cope with all the things that life puts you through, because life in general, life is life. It's just going to give you your good times, it's going to give you your highs, and it's going to give you your lows. And those lows don't last forever, and neither do your highs. Your highs don't last forever.
If you can stay
This
right here, bro, you're
Yeah.
doing all right.
Oh yeah, you're doing hella good.
You know
If
what
you
I'm
could just
saying?
stay
Like,
afloat, you're good. You're not drowning and you're not way up here.
you
You're
ain't
you're
flying,
right
bro.
there.
You right where you need to be.
Exactly.
That's It's nice. I mean, ideally we'd fly all the time, but that's just not.
Be nice. Yeah.
It's not what it is. I try my best to to teach the kids, to show the kids, to lead by example.
Oh yeah.
Uh, do I stumble? Absolutely, 100%.
We all
But
do, bro.
I'm
We
I'm
all do.
thankful. I'm thankful for the relationship. I'm thankful that God is somebody that doesn't hold it against us. You know what
For
I'm
sure.
saying?
For sure.
And I'm like, my kids aren't perfect. I know there's times where I'm super hard on them, and then
Mhm.
I talk with my dad about it, and my dad's like, "How would you feel if God treated you like that? If God held you to that standard?"
Ooh-wee.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
Wouldn't be
like,
good, would it?
hey, Pops be humbling him. He just be humbling me, bro. I'm like,
Real
dang,
quick.
like you right, you right.
Yep.
let me reassess, and that I'm thankful for that more than anything, bro. Is I'm thankful for my dad because my dad's been like my spiritual guide, bro. I'm so blessed that he was saved at 40, and since he was 40, he's in his 60s, mid 60s now,
Mhm.
and he's just it was like a night and day difference with him, and I'm thankful that I got to see that, and I'm super thankful that when we go visit, he tries to put that knowledge and that wisdom into my kids, and I'm like, I couldn't ask for nothing better. I'm like, y'all should be listening to this. Like, y'all
He
should be
still be
paying
taking you to
attention.
school. He still be taking you to school, bro.
Hey, he's giving y'all an education you ain't gonna get nowhere else. Like, open your ears and pay attention. And at that age, bro, it's like one ear out the other. But
Oh, yeah.
he doesn't give up on it, and I'm super appreciative uh, of him for that. So good stuff, bro. Like I said, I wanted to talk about that. Like I've had
Yeah.
a lot going on these last couple weeks, and I thought that was a good way to just kind of touch base, you and
Yeah.
me, but also kind of give that to everybody that's watching. So
Yeah. I mean,
hopefully,
we
hopefully
all
everybody stuck with us through it.
yeah, man, we all have our struggles, we all have our ups and downs, and I mean, I'm no one that just has a perfect life either, you know? I go through my ups, I go through my downs, I go through situations that are shitty and other situations that are great, and so to be able to speak on that and be able to go through that and share that with somebody, and then that message may have got to you to where you needed to hear that, hey, man, whatever helps, helps. At the end of the day, the last thing that I would want is for somebody to feel like they don't have somebody that would listen to them or that felt the same way that they do, because we have plenty of people in this world that feel that way, that they don't have anybody to talk to, or they don't have a shoulder to lean on, or somebody to reach out to hear their story. And it's like, talk to somebody, don't hold it in, because then you start to go down a dark path and start to think about other things that you shouldn't really be thinking about, because at the end of the day, no one wants to see something happen to somebody that they care about. And if you ever think that you're in a space where you may do something to yourself, or that you're just feeling down and out and nobody's there for you, you never know. Somebody will lend an ear to you, and then that'll help. That by itself will help. So